engineer, a math professor, and a sweet corn breeder. With our powers combined, we are three guys and a bottle of bourbon.
What could go wrong?
Low budget podcast because we spend all our money on the bourbon. Review Buffalo Trace. We have a small batch select from Binny's. So Buffalo Trace is from Buffalo Trace itself. It's a non-age statement bourbon. The origin is Kentucky, and the price is usually about $30, maybe 35, depending where you get it and everything like that. But for you guys, if you want to follow along and do this, how we're going to review things, and we do different reviews, is we do a lot of different things. We look at the color, the nose, the palate, and the finish. So some things that we use to be able to do that is a shout out to Breaking Bourbon. Is they have a nice sheet that you can download. And also if you join different clubs and things like that, like High West, they have tasting notes and profiles, and it just gives you something to look at. So we've already poured it, and Brian, our wonderful master of color, has stepped up, and he's going to tell us what the color of the bourbon is.
Yeah, so looking at this bourbon here, you have definitely some brown dark notes to it. So you have you've moved on past your straw, even your gold, and we rated this one as a medium amber. You could maybe argue a slight amber tint, but ultimately kind of a closer look at this leaves it as a medium amber rating.
So then the next thing we really want to do is we want to really get in there and smell on the nose and see what flavors we get.
There's a little bit of sweetness on the nose.
A little bit of fruit, maybe say apple or something like that.
Caramel, apple, vanilla.
Might get a little bit of honey in there, which, I'd have to say this is all pretty consistent with the Buffalo Trace product.
On the taste, I definitely get some honey, some cinnamon.
Cinnamon kind of its way into the light pepper finish.
Yep, definitely get some pepper on the finish.
I feel like the palate does a nice job of transitioning from that sweetness in the aroma, in the initial aroma. You get a little bit of initial sweetness on the palate. It transitions into the spice to the peppery finish.
Yeah. Overall, it's a very good classic bourbon. And for those of you guys that may not live in Kentucky like me and get rare bottles occasionally, store picks are a great way to support your local liquor stores, and also just get a variety of something that you might not normally see. So this does taste very different than a normal Buffalo Trace. So it's a way to add variety to bottles you can actually find. So store picks are always a great one to go after and try to find. So overall, for the breakdown, the price, like we said, is about $30, maybe $35. Availability, as far as Buffalo Trace, at least for the three of us in Missouri, Illinois, and Kentucky, is readily available. The store pick aspect makes it a little bit harder to find, but generally speaking, you can find one maybe 3 or 4 times a month, or 3 or 4 times a year. The nose, what do we give the nose overall, guys?
Pretty middle, good.
Yep.
So 3.
Yeah. Nothing unpleasant, but nothing that really sets it apart. So you're looking kind of at a 3 out of 5.
Yep, about a 3 out of 5. Good. Taste.
I'm at the same
Another
level.
3.
I give it a solid 3.
Yep, another 3 out of 5. And then the finish.
I think we're at the same, a 3. That light pepper finish, pleasant, nothing harsh, but definitely better out there.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd say if you're new to bourbon drinking, this is a very good way to get some nice complexity into the palate where you don't feel like you're drinking water, but it's something that kind of gives you some different tasting notes to go after. That's not harsh, or isn't going to make you kind of cough up a lung, on the backside of it.
Yeah. So overall, I would say this is like your quintessential bourbon. You're not getting super surprised by anything, but you're also not getting let down. So the final recommendation from us, personally for me, it's going to be buy. If you see one of these on the shelves as a store pick and you don't have one for Buffalo Trace, definitely buy a store pick from me. How about you guys?
Yep. This one will be on the shelf.
Yeah, I definitely put this in the buy category. I wouldn't quite put it on the hunt category for me, but if I see it and I'm there, I'm buying it.
All right, so there you go. So again, we'll be doing this every week. So if you like the review, please hit subscribe, and we'll just see what we find out there and let you know what we think. So thanks again for tuning in.